5-0. Arsenal, they mean business. Coach,
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of people say, especially Arsenal fans, say that Kai Havertz has turned the corner, as is the popular phrase in Ghana these days. Has he indeed turned the corner, or have you seen any positives about his game in the last couple of, say, 5 matches or so to indicate that things are getting better for the German?
Yes, I have seen that. Look, it has to do with he leaving Chelsea, coming to a team that has been built for some time. So he needed to understand the chemistry of not only the individual players, but the team as a whole. So at the beginning of his time at Arsenal, he needed time to study. Because most often than not, he was clashing with Odegaard.
Looked very lost in a lot of those games.
Very lost in a lot of those games. So now, through the help of the manager and, of course, the movement of the team, he now understands his role. When he's asked to play as a number 9, you don't see him dropping into midfield because that is Odegaard's position. That is where Odegaard will normally sit, receiving the ball and doing the damage. So he's been told, stay there. If there's going to be any movement from you, it has to be vertical, up front, forward, so that people will now run into the void that you would have created once you begin to move. But again, to this game, look, Burnley are that bad without taking anything away from Arsenal. Arsenal were super good.
Burnley are terrible.
But they are indeed, Burnley are very terrible. What I don't get about Vincent Kompany is the fact that you're playing against Arsenal. You're battling relegation. You don't go toe-to-toe with them.
Maybe
you don't
he knows he's not getting fired.
I'm most likely, I'm certain that is why he takes some of these very unpractical decisions. And as a technical man, when you sit back and you watch why he's doing that, it becomes very difficult to understand. What I don't get is to all these systems, there you have the defensive and the offensive version. So when you choose to go 4-4-2, one would have thought, why 4-4-2? Okay, so I was interested. Is it going to be the defensive version of the 4-4-2 or the attacking version? Shockingly, he went attacking. Look at how Arsenal scored the first goal. And most of the Arsenal goals were as a result of Burnley losing the ball in the half of Arsenal because they had gone on the attack. And then Arsenal just picking the space in between to pass the ball and getting them to defend. And again, this team is used to conceding goals.
Yeah.
Again, Vincent Kompany, you want to put a stop to that. At this point, it is not about outscoring your opponent. Because, look, you are not going to score 4, 5, 6 goals in every week to win games. So I believe that going forward, he needs to set up the team to make them very difficult to beat, especially at home. Your home games now need to count. And from what it's looking like, it is, I think, 13 point, 19 point. They are more or less close to 7 points away from safety. Do I see them and the teams ahead of them not winning? It will be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But Arsenal was indeed very, very super. And again, credit to Mikel Arteta, credit to the boys. They've scored 11, in fact, you could say 13 goals in 3 goals. In 3 games.
14 actually.
They put 3 past Liverpool. So that's actually
amazing.
14 goals in what? In 3 games.
matches.
As a coach, you cannot ask for more. But the only difference here is that as compared to last season, they are the one doing the chasing. They are not being chased. So that is taking off a lot of the pressure off them. But maybe unfortunately for them, those they are chasing to are very experienced and they know how to handle the situation when they are being chased. So because of that, look, it will take a miracle for Arsenal to go past Man City and Liverpool to win the league.
Anyway, let me just give you a quick take on that before we take our first break. Just snap thoughts on that game.
Very snap thoughts. I think that Arteta understands that he's not shying away from the battle. He knows that he is in the title race, and he said so, even though Man City and Liverpool seem to be the better sides. But you have to credit the way he set up his team. It's not just offensively, even though they've scored 21 goals in 5 games. Defensively as well. Prior to this weekend, they'd only conceded 2 shots on target in their last 3 games, even against Liverpool. So it's they say the best form of defense is attack. And he set up his team to control the areas around the midfield and an attack to prevent teams from getting past that line and getting shots on target on goal. Even when they do get shots on the targets, Raya is proven to be a very tough obstacle. So credit goes to Arteta, but also the players, the way they've taken up their responsibilities and the way they are pressing, especially Odegaard, who again was fantastic in this game, not just in scoring the goals, in creating them, but also pressing from the front and showing leadership as the captain of the side.
They say he celebrates too much. Well, he's earned the right to celebrate a lot. And if you look at the defensive numbers as well, Arsenal own the best defense in the league as we speak. So it means that William Saliba indeed is a juggernaut for Arsenal. So they'll do everything to keep him healthy this season. He and that partnership with Gabriel have been immense. They've considered, 22 goals all season? Immense for Arsenal Football Club.